Good morning, friends. Last lectures I could not take the lectures because of the MCOM Viva, and I will start the lectures today. I will take these lectures and I will share the video clip to you, and you have to understand. You have to study whatever notes I will provide it that you should write in your notebook because writing work is very important. Without writing you can't understand the GST because only printed notes is not important but writing also important. So today we will discuss, yes, last lectures we have discussed about the definition of the supply. Same things I will continue right now. So let us discuss supply. Now friends, I'm sharing my screen here. Word file I'm sharing. In this word file, scope of supply or the supply includes that we are going to learn. So friends, here as per section 7 subsection 1, supply includes all forms of supply of goods or services or both, such as sale, transfer, barter, exchange, license, rental, lease, or disposal made or agreed to be made for a consideration by a person in the course or furtherance of the business. तर इथे in this particular supply definition they says that supply of sometime goods or services or both. Supply means sale also, transfer also, barter, exchange, license, rental, lease and disposal are considered as a supply. So we will discuss some points properly regarding the supply. So if you see this particular example, in that what kinds of things are there. Now here supply made in the course or furtherance of the business. This particular definition includes this particular sentence, furtherance of the business. So in course of business every person carry out certain activities regularly for running a trade or commerce. Take one example. CMA means cost management accountant Anand, a practicing cost accountant, carries out the activities of the accounting, auditing, filing, returns, certifying the documents and so on, so forth. These activities can be considered as a perform in the course of business. In our definitions, if you see that they says that it is a furtherance of the business or this is a person in the course or furtherance of the business. So furtherance of the business means here in this particular example Anand, he is a cost accountant and he is doing the activities of the accounting, auditing, filing, returns, certifying the documents. So this type of activity if he perform in the course of business, that is called as a furtherance of the business. One more example that we will discuss. Messrs X Limited manufacturing of motor cars. Company used to sell more number of cars in southern India in view of demand in the southern India. The company intend to establish manufacturing unit in Chennai. So Messrs X appointed Mr. Y as a consultant for searching, evaluating and shortlisting the places for prospective target. Finally, company decided to establish unit in the Ambuttur Industries Estate, Chennai. Hence, Mr. Y carries out various activities in the furtherance of the business of Messrs. X. So, see this little example. Messrs. X is a manufacturing motor car. Messrs. X Limited, they are manufacturing motor car. Now, company used to sell number of cars in Southern India, and in the view of demand, they see that what type of demand is there, and for that purpose they want to establish one manufacturing unit in Chennai. Therefore, X Limited, they appointed Mr. Y, and this Mr. Y is a consultant for searching, evaluating, shortlisting the place, which place is better for manufacturing such unit, and you will get the prospective customers. And then he has completed his searching, evaluation and shortlisting his place, and he decided that to establish the unit at Ambuttur Industrial Estate, Chennai. So this particular example, Mr. Y carries out the activities is in furtherance of the business of Messrs. X. Now, in our definitions, section 7 subsection 1 clause A of the Central GST Act 2017, all forms of supply of goods or services or both, such as sale, transfer, barter, exchange, license, rental, lease, disposal, these are the all these things are called as a supply. Okay, so we will consider about the each and every word first, one by one. So first of all, we will discuss about the sale. Sale, you know that sale. Take the one example. Mr. X sold laptop worth rupees 1 lakh and issue invoice in favor of Mr. Y. Now, ownership in the laptop transferred to Mr. Y, and such transaction shall be converted in a sale. So it is a supply of goods leviable to GST. So this is an example of the sale. Now we will discuss the one more example about the transfer. Transfer means what? Where the ownership may not be transferred, but rights in the goods is transfer. Ownership is not transfer, rights in the goods is transfer. Take the one example. Goods sent for a demonstration on returnable basis. Is it supply? The answer is no. It is not a consideration as a supply, as there is no transfer of title involved. Whenever we have to give the goods for demonstration purpose, there is no consideration. Therefore, it is not a supply. Mr. A is the owner of Xerox machine. He transferred the rights to operate the Xerox machine to Mr. B for a consideration of rupees 10,000 per month for 4 months. Hence, ownership of the machine is not a transfer, but rights in the machine is transfer. It is a supply of services leviable to GST. Now one more term they consider in our supply definition, that is barter. It means the exchange of the goods, productive services for other goods or productive services without use of money. We will not use the money, so it is called barter system. You know that. So take one example. Mr. C is a practicing cost accountant. provided services to the Messrs. A Limited, dealer of the laptop. In return, Messrs. A Limited given to Mr. C two laptops. Here, two ways supply take place. Mr. C is making taxable services and Mr. A Limited making taxable supply of goods. Hence, tax is payable by both. It means barter exchange also you should pay the taxes. Now, one more term highlighted, that is exchange. When two persons mutually transfer the ownership of one thing for ownership of another, either things nor both things being made money only, the transaction is called as a exchange. Exchange offer on the product such as television, mobile phones and refrigerators are leviable under GST. Take one example of the exchange. Mr. A is a dealer of new phones. He supplied for rupees 20,000 to Mr. B along with exchange of an old phones. If price of the new phone without exchange is rupees 24,000, the open market the value of the new phone is rupees 24,000. So Mr. A is liable to pay the GST on 24,000. Mr. B is also liable to pay the GST on 4,000 if he is a registered person. So here Mr. A is a dealer and he is dealing with the new phone. He supply 20,000 rupees phone to the Mr. B with the exchange of his old phone, and new phone price without exchange is 24,000. So 4,000 is discounted for Mr. B, but in open market new phone price is rupees 24,000. Therefore, dealer is liable for GST for rupees 24,000 and Mr. B is liable for GST on 4,000 if he is a registered person. So these are the things that you should keep in mind. Now one more term under supply, license, where person grants to another or to identify the number of other person a right to do or continue to do in or upon immovable property of the grantor. The right is called license. Take one example. Mr. X is a developer of information technology software and holder of license thereon. The license to be used software was made to different client, rupees 18 lakhs. Hence, Mr. X is liable to pay the GST whether he transfer such rights permanently or temporarily as the case may be. So here Mr. X is a developer of the information technology software and he is holding the license also. License to use the software was given to different client and amount is rupees 18 lakhs. So Mr. X is liable to pay the GST whether he transfer his right permanently or temporarily because he is a developer and he has holding the license. So GST he has to pay whether he is transfer permanently or temporarily. Now one more example, a Chennai based company has been awarded mineral explorer contract for 18 months in respect of specific sites in the Mumbai by a Mumbai based corporation local authority. As a result, Chennai based company got license to extract mineral explorations for a period of 18 months. Mumbai based company supply the taxable services. GST is liable to pay by Chennai based company on license fees paid to supplier under reverse charge. So these are the certain examples of the license. Now one more term is there, that is a rental. Rental is also called as a supply. This word is included in our supply. Periodical payment for use of another property. The rent is paid on a monthly. Periodical payment for use of another property is called rental. Take one example. Mr. A owns a residential building in a prime commercial locality. Large vacant land in the backyard is given on rental of rupees 1,80,000 per month to parking contractor. Mr. B, who has set up a parking facility on the said land, so it is a taxable supply of services, and then Mr. A is liable to pay the taxes. Now one more example. Mr. X is the owner of the residential building in a commercial locality. Ground floor is given on rent to Mr. Y for a monthly rent of rupees 60,000, and Mr. Y uses the same as his residence. See that the residential building in a commercial locality, Mr. X is the owner. He has given this property to Mr. Y on a monthly rental basis, rent basis, rupees 60,000, and Mr. Y used this particular property for his residential purpose. It is a supply of service and specifically exempt from GST. Mr. X is not liable. One more term is there, lease. A lease is an agreement where the leaser conveys to leasee in return for a payment or a series of payment the right to use an asset for an agreed period of time. The lease may be financial lease and sometimes operating lease. Take one example. Mrs. M Bank Limited given an asset under financial lease to Messrs. N Limited. The repayment of the financial lease made by the customer to the bank and the rupees 80 lakhs, which includes a principal amount of 50 lakhs. The financial lease shall be taxed as a supply of service. The Messrs. M Bank Limited is liable to pay GST. One more term is available under supply definition, that is disposal. Disposal normally considered as a selling of assets. When the organization is about to closed out, various assets are required to dispose, and such transaction will be considered as a supply of liable to tax under GST. So I hope you understood the terminology of the supply. It includes sale. Supply includes sale. Supply includes transfer. Supply includes barter. Supply includes exchange, license, sometime rental, lease, disposal. So these are the things that you should keep in mind.